What is going on, guys? Your boy Joey672 coming to you guys with a video right now. So I want to go over two more defensive linemen that we did draft in the 6th round that we really have to look at. And I was kind of surprised by these picks just because, like, we're drafting more defensive line. We've already drafted 3 in the draft. We have a couple more on the undrafted free agent list I'm going to go over another day. So I want to go over a couple of these guys, and one I really don't like, and one that, you know, I could work with and see how he does with the competition. Okay, so obviously with the 189th pick, you have defensive tackle Marlon T. I can't say his last name. I'm going to call him Marlon T for now. So Marlon T, 6'2", 307. Now, he was the 10th ranked defensive tackle, a 3rd round talent, but he had his interview today or yesterday, if you're watching this now, and said that, you know, he hasn't disclosed a medical condition. There is a medical condition going on with him. I don't know if it's mentally, physically. I have no idea what's going on, but he wouldn't tell the public about this medical condition. So that's yet to be told. So he's very good against the run. He could shed blocks very well. He's got natural power. Obviously, when you look at him, he looks very undersized, which from the analytics, from what they're saying, is that he's very undersized. He's got natural footwork. He uses his hands pretty well, and he has basic good power to push people around, but he needs to put on more weight. He is versatile. He can move around the line if they want him to. So that's something that's good. I guess they could maybe become a project with that if they want to do that. But obviously it's just it's most likely he's got great hands. He can push people around. His block shedding is fantastic. He just needs to put on more weight, really. So you have Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Hassan Ridgeway, and they pretty much said that Marlon T could do well in a rotation if that's the case in the NFL, and he will be on a rotation. We'll see how he does, and we'll just see how it works out. Now another defensive line with the 191st pick, Tarron Jackson, for defensive end from Coastal Carolina. Now this one intrigues me a lot more. He's pretty good, okay? He's actually really good. Obviously, there are flaws. Now, his bending is not really good around tackles. It's not his athleticism and his feet only take him so far. He needs to bend a little bit better going around the edge. He's had trouble doing that, but he's got very good footwork. His hands are very good. But his bending and his athleticism going around the edge of tackles, I mean, he could bull rush somebody, but obviously they need to develop him a little bit and just see where it goes from there. But other than that, guys, defensive end position is pretty important. Josh Sweat, another year with the Philadelphia Eagles, playing better. And you know what? I've been a big fan of Josh Sweat. He's gotten better every single year. Derek Barnett has not been worth that 1st round pick potential. Unfortunately, he had 17 was a pretty good year, 18 was an okay year, and then really ever since then he's fallen off. Hasn't been that 1st round potential, not really playing that way. His body is obviously failing him and cannot stay healthy. Okay, and he's making $10 million this year. So he could walk after this year. Brandon Graham, 1 more year left on his contract and probably could walk after this year or retire. So you could have 2 defensive ends probably leaving this year. You never know. But, and 2 guys like Marlon T and now Tarron Jackson, you got 2 guys that which show me, especially if they drafted another one, earlier in the draft, they're drafting a lot of defensive linemen, which tells me they're rebuilding this defensive line. They really are, because Fletcher Cox cannot disappear 6 games and have a sack and a half. Okay, I see that Fletcher Cox could probably get traded. He's $23 million against the cap this year. Next year, if you trade or release Fletcher Cox, you save about $12 million, which, probably would be for the better of us. And then Javon Hargrave on his 4-year, $39 million deal. Javon Hargrave, obviously, was a nose tackle with the Steelers in a 3-4 scheme, came to the Eagles in a 4-3, got injured, came back late, showed up a few games late in the season, then disappeared again. So he's promised us that he's going to play better, that we haven't seen his full potential yet. When you're getting paid that much money, I better see, if you're one-on-one, I better see some pressure. I better see you beating somebody, because Fletcher didn't really he didn't really impress me last year. I know he had 6.5 sacks, but still, like, he didn't impress me. Even 6.5 games just pretty much disappeared. Okay, and I see Aaron Donald mow people down every single week. Every single week, I see Aaron Donald mow people down, and Fletcher Cox, he just disappears. And it is what it is. I understand it's not all his fault. He can't do everything by himself, but at the same time, you're getting paid a lot of money. You're taking a lot of this money. He hasn't even took a pay cut yet. He had a little bit of a restructure that only saved us like $5 million right when the season ended, but that was it. But where Tarron Jackson, I think his upside is a lot more with defensive ends, can learn and to bend a little bit more, and he's got that natural bull rush ability as well, so I think that's going to help him. But bending is going to help him obviously get skinny, and then you could start the bull rush and try to get to the quarterback. You get pressure, you get pressure in this defensive line scheme with the Eagles defense. You're doing your job, but I think Tarron Jackson is definitely an eye-opener. I think Marlon T is just going to be that developmental guy that, let's just see what he does for the year and kind of see how he develops. Both of these guys have to develop regardless, but I have more faith in Tarron Jackson. I think his game is definitely more elevated than Marlon T. So we'll see what happens, guys, but just want to talk about both of these guys. If you guys want to talk about Tarron Jackson, Marlon T, let me know what you guys think about both of these players. Obviously, they both have flaws, but I think the ceiling is on Tarron Jackson. I do like him at defensive end a lot. I think he can learn a little bit more and get better, and maybe he won't turn out to be a project after a year, or maybe after an off season. Maybe he'll just get better. Obviously, preseason games are there for a reason. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys later. Shakes code up, follow, peace out, guys. Peace.